Red Mage, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. I almost said good morning. It is the wrong time of day, but I guess if you're watching this on YouTube, it could be morning. I hope you are doing well. This is another Final Fantasy Randomizer Winter Tournament winners bracket round three matchup. I believe it's round three with Spellzapp and Ravioli. I'm in the booth with Red Mage. How are you doing, Red Mage?
Hey, good evening. I'm doing pretty well. I'm very excited to see these two take on this seed with these crazy parties we got going on here. Looks like they took 4 forced, including nuns, so they're stuck with 2 white mages, a black mage, and a nun.
Right. So this is going to be super spicy. We were talking before the seed, before we looked at the seed, and we were talking in the comps booth about red mage spell permissions and how we can kind of get into it during the race because surely one of our runners is going to take a red mage. We were so
Womp
wrong.
womp.
So we have a pair of white mages, which isn't terrible. We have a lot of healing support. We will be able to enable white samurai strats should we find a Warmech box. The white mages do have that extra agility buff. Gonna be a little slipperier. They can wear shields. Gonna be a little tougher. That shield equip is going to be huge because that means that they can equip the Opal shield and the Aegis shield from the jump. And the black mage gets a little extra luck, 10 luck, and they can wear hats and bonks. So hats and gauntlets, shields, we got mages that can wear armor. This is going to be super awesome. As far as early game sort of survivability, we find opal bonks, we find opal hats, we can throw them on the black mage. We find the power gauntlet, the black mage can wield it. But unfortunately, without any sort of hit percent bonus, we're going to be maybe seeing some cheeky stuff. I see Classic Gamer in chat calling for X for Brack strats. It's definitely a possibility. The other wrinkle in this flag set that they've opted for is shuffled Astos. Now I didn't look. I mean, well, we got about 45 seconds. I'm gonna go quickly look at the flags and see if it's shuffled buffed Astos or unsafe Astos because that could make a lot of difference. Okay, so it's just shuffled location Astos, so we don't have to worry about Astos showing up as like the princess.
Oof.
Astos will be I think if it being a safe Astos is going to be I think it has to be a key item turn in. I don't think it can be a main NPC. But I could be mistaken. Oh, I got time. I can read a tooltip.
We do have time.
There are so many tooltips. So Astos is a quest NPC, Bahamut, Canoe Sage, Cubot, Elf Doctor, Elf Prince, Fairy, Lefane, Matoya, Narek, Sarda, Smith, Titan, Un, or the Kindly Old King back into his original position. So,
Yikes.
pretty good.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, we're off and running. So let's take our first look here at White Magic. We've got Wall, Cure, Exit. Pretty not bad. Bane and Single Target Lightning. Now, that's not great.
Single target lightning will get by. It's buffed, isn't it? So we get a little bit more
it will
legs
do
on it.
lightning. It will do lightning 3 damage. We got a small dagger we can throw on the black mage. No hammers for our white mages though. But Bane will serve a lot of use wiping out early low level mobs. It won't help against undead, but it would help against imps and grimps. Ruby right out the box in TOF and a bridge. So at least we can go right to Matoya.
We got places to go.
Yeah, we don't have to kill Garland right away, but with the Ruby, or I'm sorry, with Bane, we might as well give it a couple shots here. And there it is. First turn Bane for Ravioli. Poison Smoke wipes out Garland. On and through. Talking to the Royals here.
Ooh, early key.
Early key is kind. A heal stick, also pretty kind. I mean, that is a melee weapon the white mages can't swing without it being a hammer. So Spellzapp gets his Bane through Garland, and Ravioli into the armory gets a silver bonk that the Black Mage can equip and a slab. Not much else doing, but we do get a boat in that first room, rather. In the second room, we get a boat, we get a little bit of money, and we get a shard. All right, first shard taken care of. Now,
Some
Red
pretty
Mage,
good loot.
yeah, good early game safety. We got some stuff we can sell. We got that opal armor we can sell. Get some more money. Yeah, max gold opal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we are loaded now, and we got all hats and bonks for sale. It's the Black Mage armor shop in Canaria. Gonna double check the equipment there, as Spellzapp takes the cheeky exit from Canaria. So that's a fun little, that's a pro tip right there. If you kill Garland and it ports you to Canary Castle throne room, as long as you don't go to the world map and you cast exit, it will kick you back out of Topher. It considers that one solid location. So Ice 2 shield here doing 4 Spellzapp in the bottom right with the safety save out front. You can just try his luck on the top thing. And there's a floater for sale right there in Canaria. Good thing we got that opal armor money. 4 grand for floater, which this early in the game with a standard party, I'd say we were never going to get in the air, but we'll probably get in the air in this one because we're not going to leave any stone sort of unturned with what sort of strategy we're going to have to go into Topher with.
Yeah, I don't even know what the kind of strategy we're going to go into Topher with, but I'm sure we'll figure something out. These guys are pretty good.
Yeah, this is not, it's challenging, but I think for runners of this caliber, we're gonna see them sort of adapt and overcome and kind of figure out what works. All of that extra armor, that gold +2 bracelet that we dug up in TOF lock, like that's all gonna help the early game, which I think is the biggest hurdle to get over. Because once we get over the early game and we can go into dungeons and we can survive, we have that level 1 exit. If we get a sweeper here out of level 2, it's pretty much smooth sailing until the end of the game. And Harm 4, that's a great start. Exfer might be required as we see Ravioli picking it up. I wouldn't hate to see a lamp purchase here. I don't typically advocate the purchase of a lamp, but with increased dark penalty, you might want to take it. But Ice 3, Fire, and Slow 2, so Ravioli already preparing for outside the box strats.
Can't wait to see what goes on with that.
So early sweepers really going to help this marsh dive that inevitably we're going to land in unless Vicky gives us the canoe.
Yeah, the canoe, the canal, but definitely feels like a marsh drive coming on.
Now, what's awesome here is we've already got the adamant. We just picked up TNT from Vicky, and we got the key in hand. So you love to see a seed kind of setting up the dominoes perfectly for you to just go into Dwarf Caves, knock it all out, say what's up to Hooray Dwarf, get your loot and get out of there. And maybe even find the loot. Pro Rings, pretty cheap for sale. I mean, I would go ahead and buy another one of those. Get that all situated, Ravioli. Buying hats. We want all of the absorb we can possibly get.
Absolutely.
Death protection for the white mages is a good call. We want to keep our exit batteries alive. We don't have eyes on Life or Life 2 yet, but those will also be pivotal to this party's survivability.
Yeah, Life in Battle is going to probably come into play at some point. Mm-hmm. We're about to get a look at what's down in the Dwarf Cave now.
Mm-hmm. There's a canal.
Just keeps coming.
I missed the first box. What was in the first box? I saw canal.
5,000 gold. There's our opal.
That's almost another pro rank. Opal -1, that's also great armor. and a power bonk. That is also going to be crucial to this finish. Opal bonk, that's nice absorb for the black mage. Another shard. We got up to 2 now, 3 shards. So 3 shards for Ravioli. Not terrible. A 12.5% XP boost per shard that we find is how our XP is going to grow. It is not the fastest way to gain XP, but once we start getting it, it's going to, like, the early game in these flags is no longer the early game. It is the majority of the game, where you're going to be in a standard party composition, you're going to be below level 15 for probably the first 30 to 40 minutes in most situations, just because it's so inefficient to get experience early. But once you have about half of your shards, it's going to be an embarrassment of riches, so to speak, especially with a 3-man. 100% XP per 8 shards or 12.5% per individual shard feels good.
Yeah, it does tend to snowball as things go.
Yeah, especially because, like, it's also there's 2 sort of things that are competing there. Like in the early game, you're going into marsh, you're going into earth cave, maybe flirting with volcano ice, depending if you get early canoe, which never happens until it does. So you're fighting enemies that don't give you a lot of good XP. So right. The poor XP growth with low enemy XP just makes it feel even slower, and it's even harder to get your levels underneath you. But once by the time you're making those dives into places that have XP denser enemies like sky or sea, you have hopefully half of your shards, and so you're going to be getting greater XP at that sort of inflated amount. Ravioli checking here in Elfland Lock, we do get another shard, so definitely not mad about that. And with early exit, I can't see us skipping really any dungeons. Brack and Temper, good spells to find. Gonna pick up Zap just in slot 3, just in case. Zap, pretty effective on some early game enemies. Will work with the undead that Bane won't work on. There's Cure 4 and Life. You hate to see them on the same level, but you love to see them early. So, and with 2 white mages, it's like having twice as many charges. Life 2, single target invis, very expensive, but also heal 2, definitely worth considering. And there's our favorite spell right there, Quad X. People probably looked at noob, but Quad X in these flags, expanded power word threshold up to 600 HP. So if that enemy does not resist death and has 600 or fewer HP, Quad X is going to take care of it. It's really, really helpful in fighting the fiends, not just in the world and collecting shards, but in Topher. Like, if you can get like 1 or 2 rounds of pretty decent damage, there's pretty good odds that you're a Quad X away from finishing that fight with 1 cast, where sure, you might get it with a high roll nuke and a high roll fade back to back, but Quad X kind of removes the RNG. It's just like, does it have the HP? Does it not? That's all that matters. As Ravioli gets a free tail from Astos, so that little hesitation there is probably like, oh right, we shuffled him.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting a fight there too.
Yeah, but there's our loot. So there is key item go mode for Ravioli. I know that there is an immediate sort of like reaction, like, oh, we're Jet Seed, let's go, this is super fast. Like, I've seen these seeds be so mean with how they lay out their shards and how they lay out their progression on how you have to get to the dungeons, and the amount of times that I've gone into Marsh to go into Earth to come back to Marsh to then go into Mirage to then go to Sea and still be missing like 8 shards, and then you finally get your canoe, and then it's like, but now I'm in go mode. I guess I just dock at Matoya. But
yeah, well, let's see what's unrunnable, and then we'll see what's going on.
Yeah, that's fair. So, Ravioli, Spellzapp, pretty close here. Ravioli, a slight walking advantage into Marsh Cave about 30 seconds ahead. These flags will cause a lot of route divergence and convergence if given the opportunity. But these two runners, being as good as they are going to be making a lot of the same plays. And I wonder when one will begin to gamble and do something that their opponent might not do.
Yeah, I think
Red Mage,
normally you'd see something like that before now, but with a party like this, probably lends itself to more conservative strats
yeah,
at the
that's
beginning.
true. We do have Ship and Canal. We could have seen a cheeky Crescent Lake check. We could have seen a quick check of Earth 1 and 2. We do have a Ruby that we could have turned in. So both runners doubling down on proximity checks in the inner sea. We have a key. We have exit. We might as well do Marsh Cave.
Oh, that's true. If they get in any kind of trouble down here, which I doubt, they can just bounce out and try again. Ooh, Wizard Staff.
That's pretty good. That will help us against carry. Her weakness to status is definitely nothing to be ignored, especially with this sort of party. You saw Spellzapp exit out and do a little encounter manip. I don't know if I've seen Ravioli sort of doing that before making dives.
No, I don't think I have seen that either.
But interesting pathing here through
Yeah, that's
Marsh. Yeah.
Ravioli going up and then coming back down for the key lock in the incentive room, I think.
I wonder if that's a little bit of nerves because we still have the lock boxes to open too. So interesting pathing here through Marsh. Wonder if we forgot that we had the key and like, oh crap, I skipped that room too, so let me just go back. Pro Ring +4, hey, that saves us money. Now everybody's got death protection.
Pro Rings galore.
Ravioli moving up. Yeah, this is such interesting pathing through Marsh. I'm not used to seeing it done in reverse. Mute touch.
Mute touch, yeah.
You truly hate to see it.
Not as much as you hate to see that Sun Sword +4.
It is, yeah. It did say Thief could use it, so Thief would have rolled Fighter Swords, which is fun. Another shard here, so that's 5 shards now for Ravioli, maybe 6.
Sounds right. As our runners high five in the locked chests there. Locked rooms. I guess the chests aren't technically locked. And Ravioli getting out.
Yeah, so pretty tame Marsh Cave so far. Spellzapp about to finish. We've got 2 more boxes to open. We know this is a pro ring, and we know the top right box is going to be a little bit of money, if I remember right. So no chime, no Oxiel, no canoe, no rod even.
No rod,
so,
yeah.
Red Mage, you want to have a little gentleman's wager on where that rod is?
Rod. I'm saying Sarda's got the rod.
That's what I was going to say. So I'll agree with Cece that sages have it. But yeah, so many times I've seen vanilla rod in these flags that when you play Oops All Loose and you play with the different logics, you once you've done a handful of them, you kind of see how the randomizer works, and then you see the dev chatter on the Discord server, which if you're not a member of, FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, come to the website. That's where the randomizer is, and there's a link to the Discord. You can come hang out. Tons of great people here talking about the game. In the development channel, they were debating how the logic works. Not really debating how it works. The devs understand how it works, but they were discussing it, I guess is a better way to use it. And the way the randomizer gives out its incentive items and like how it like sort of reverse engineers its logic as Spellzapp beelining for promotion. So this is what you're talking about, Red Mage. This is your divergence.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that someone didn't do this earlier, but like you said, proximity, you don't want to take a lot of time walking around, so
yeah, And we got exit, so we're gonna be able. Oh, there's exit. Who knew Buff Bahamut was on, or Fight Bahamut? That's a different kind of dragon. Looks like that dragon skipped leg day.
Surprise!
We are promoted, so no immediate benefits here, except being able to buy spells in Crescent and Melmoth.
Yeah,
But
there's our crystal.
Crystal get
Chime.
chime. Oh, and a big old. That's a heavy opal hat. Opal +6. Like chain armor for your head. Like, say 16 absorb.
It'll get the job done.
Yeah, just go ahead and. Maybe that's why the mage's sprite is just that little black head with the two little gold lights. It's got the opal helmet on underneath the hat.
All right, moment of truth. Iron +5.
That is not a rod. That is an iron bomb. Spellzapp channeling the CC logic. Gonna check Crescent. But Ravioli got a fascinating decision to make. He's gonna go promote, but he's got access to half of 2 dungeons. He's got half of Mirage Sky, well, not really half, but the first 2 floors. He's got the first 3 floors of Earth. Feels a little bad. And we had that floater for sale, so we know that there's nothing doing in any of the item shops anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be thinking at this point, if you've watched any of these seeds go down, that you've got your progression in Earth right now.
Yeah.
You could make the play up to Mirage and try and get something out of there, but I've tried that a bunch of times. I've seen enough of these seeds to know that that doesn't pay off nearly enough to risk it.
Ravioli fights his Bahamut that is actually Astos all along, and the kindly King of Dragons is no more for both runners, so very fun. Ravioli gonna pivot this into a chime check as Spellzapp goes into Earth. So, or maybe, yeah, we're gonna do Titan. So he's gonna get the chime and the crystal, and then we'll figure out what's what. Still looking for ribbons. We have 1 incentivized. We have a ruse stick out there. We have a couple of swords that we won't be able to do anything with, and the Vorpal and Excal. Unfortunately, with this party, no one rolled legendary swords, so they are going to be just left in their locations or just sitting on our shelf in our inventory. 70 cabins for Ravioli. Holy moly.
Ravioli also burning off encounters or checking the encounter table there.
Yeah. It's going to be important to find out where we're going to get levels. And Fighter apparently had legendary swords because it said Fighter could equip that katana.
Yeah.
Crazy. Flame Shield is nice to find. Getting a little bit of a... Wow.
Oh, there's the rod.
Wow. A little speechless. Rod in Mirage. Crazy. Silver Bracelet +4 is good armor any day of the week for a mage. As there's a defense sword, so Mirage 1.
Oh, you love to see it.
Loaded as Spellzapp continues the proximity plays and is going to clear what he can in Earth. Now, what would be interesting is if Spellzapp finds the cube here.
I think someone in chat brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah.
These seeds be trolly.
Classic Gamer calling for Oxyale in Earth. That could also be maximum spice. But we still have a lot of seed ahead of us. We are 20 minutes in. Make sure you give these runners a follow. They are 2 of the strongest runners in the game. I don't know how often they stream, but it's always fun to support our runners. Spellzapp, former spring tournament champion, looking to put a winter tournament belt on his mantle. Ravioli. I don't know where Ravioli placed in last year's winter tournament, but I know based on the qualifiers and his pathing through this tournament so far, very strong runner, and I love his name because I like raviolis.
Oh,
Light
light
axe.
axe. That'll do
Yeah,
good.
infinite harm 2. People might be thinking harm 2, that spell's not that great, but when you have infinite amounts of it, it's pretty great. All right,
Yeah, we got
Mirage 2
the Thor hammer.
+4. No one
That's
rolled improved Thor, but hey, that's a weapon. And there's
that.
an
Yeah,
opal
you can
shield.
equip that.
There's an opal shield +5, so that's 21 absorb. That's almost iron armor that you can equip to your Spellzapp equips the wizard stick. It's so literal.
Yeah, we've also got the with the defense sword and all that equipment in there. We can make good runs at some of these bosses.
Yeah, so good stuff all around being found by both runners. But with Ravioli getting the rod out of here, unless Spellzapp finds progression in the next 3 boxes, he may have to double dip this location because we know progression is not in Mirage beyond the rod. Like there's no Oxio, there's no cube there, there's no canoe.
Yeah, Spellzapp's gonna feel real bad when he has to go up to Mirage to get the rod, to come back to Earth to get the Oxio, and it's gonna feel a lot like those things you were talking about like 3 seconds ago.
Yeah, it's not gonna feel great, but as long as we survive and we don't lose the dive completely.
Oh, and there it is.
Oh man, things just got spicier. Well, Red Mage, remember how we were talking about route divergence and convergence a few minutes ago? Yep. I don't think we're other than the fact that both runners are currently in Earth Cave, I don't think we're going to be converging for a while. I don't see Spellzapp going to Mirage anytime soon.
Oh, right. He doesn't have the rod. He's just going to get out of there with his stuff and just book it to Onrak.
Yeah. As Ravioli cleans up the checks that we saw Spellzapp already make, we're going to talk about what Spellzapp's doing because he's going to show us something new.
Ooh, I like new.
You truly love to see it. Now, Ravioli is kind of set up for a full dive of Earth with the equipment that he picked up out of Mirage. So you would have loved to have found a ribbon, but we do have some pretty good elemental protection from the different pieces of gear that we got. And we have that Thor hammer, and we've got power bonk, and we could see a fun lich kill with just a defense sword spamming Thor hammer swinging white wizard with power bonk, just cracking a lich over the face with a hammer.
That could be really fun.
But Spellzapp, gonna check out level 7 Onrak magic here. Gonna pick up some houses. They're a little pricey today. 2,600, not ideal. Crab Cake's calling for X for Brack Stretch on Lich, or X for Quad X. That's 100% true. I did that in a practice race the other day. X for into Quad X. X for having pretty good chances to hit on most fiends. I think it's even like a 25% chance to land on Chaos. Has pretty high accuracy. So there's a good chance, especially with 2 casters, that you're going to get it in the first few rounds to stick. And then once it lands, any sort of resistance that fiend or enemy had is stripped away and gone. So Lich loses his undead buffs of resisting death magic and stone poison magic, and is susceptible to a Quad X or a Brack. And with the percents, Lich might not even have 600 HP. It's like if he low rolls.
That'd be nice to see. I'm very excited to see some of these fiends go down to a party like this.
Yeah, there's gonna be some interesting, not your expected outcomes for some fights, as Spellzapp beelining for the mermaids will, I guess, is check the TFC floor afterwards, gets another shard. I have lost track of our shard counts, but We're actually it feels like it's pretty good shard wise. It doesn't feel like we're starving for any. It doesn't feel like we're in a shard desert, if you will.
No, it definitely seems to be providing shards as we need them slowly but surely.
Well, Red Mage, I have another gentleman's bet for you. As we, I've already found the rod and now the Oxyel. Where do you think the Warmech Xbox is going to be?
Oh, we haven't seen it yet.
Second light axe for Spellzapp out of Mermaids is
Nice.
you don't hate to see it.
Yeah, I mean, you got 2 white wizards, 2 light axes. Let's go.
Yeah, so you have all of Krakenside. You have Earth 4, Volcano, Ice, or Deals Waterfall. Where do you think Warmech's going to land?
I'm feeling like it's probably in Volcano, but I don't know why.
I hope it's in for Deals. There's our bottle for Spellzapp here on the TFC floor. It looked like we picked up. I saw Flame Armor. I didn't really see anything else of note in Earth 4 upper room.
Oh wow, that's usually loaded.
I might have missed it. Chat, correct me, but I don't think I saw anything other than a Flame +6, which unfortunately we're not going to be able to wear.
Yeah, I was really focused on what Spellzapp was doing at the time.
I didn't realize that he was already into Earth 4, but these runners go so fast. CC in chat, thank you, confirming that there was nothing there. Not even
no shards even.
So Ravioli really needs this bottom left room to pan out a bit. At least a shard. Like, in my mind, when I'm running these flags, like, if I'm at least getting a shard per floor, like, it feels like some value. But
yeah.
Spellzapp into the gear shuffle at the 28-minute mark, giving Ravioli the opportunity to check this room. We're going to get a shard, a great axe. So the great axe could also be equipped by, so the thief definitely had fighter weapons as a bonus.
And the fighter had legendary sword and +10 vitality.
That's a pretty good fighter. Anytime fighter can swing katana is always fun. Ravioli gonna be our first runner to pull a fiend as Spellzapp gets herb and sea. So herb and bottle in the sea shrine. You don't often see it.
Yeah, you don't often see it. That's the last of our turn-ins.
Yeah, usually they all land in marsh or earth. Maybe the volcano if you get early canoe. But here we go, harm 4, wall, and nuke. So no extra quad X strats here. We're going all damage, traditional fiend approach here. Get the wall up to protect WM2.
Oh, great nuke roll.
Already getting in the work. This round should do it, barring anything gross out of Lich, but there it is.
298 from harm 4. You love it.
So 14 shards for Ravioli. Halfway there at the 30-minute mark. That's what I was saying at the beginning of the seed, man. Like, you're going to get, once these runners have their feet under them, they will make the middle of this seed feel sort of just like any other would with the way these blessings roll. The Spellzapp gets another shard here in the hallway on C, but it's really going to be that end game and how we prepare for that. And the seed has been kind enough to give us some of that equipment. Ravioli going to go to Crescent before Sea Shrine. Talk to those sages.
Oh.
And there's our Warmech box. That is probably not the best place to find it. It is not easily accessible, so Spellzapp will put Warmech in his back pocket and maybe come back later, but maybe. We might be all in on Thorhammer strats. I know Spellzapp has taken on Chaos with a Falchion before, so I know nothing really escapes the level of his ability. There's Fast. Love to see it.
Yep.
We saw it earlier with Spellzapp, and there's a canoe.
There we go.
So,
I was going to say, that or Cube needs to be in here.
So canoe is great because there is our progression. And Spellzapp has what looks
Oh,
like 10 shards. So Ravioli a little bit of a lead here shard wise, but Spellzapp gonna exit out, gonna put Warmech and Kraken in the back pocket and come back to it.
interesting move.
Yeah. It's a safe play. I mean, you don't want to
Oh
risk
yeah,
it.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
we
So we're
have
looking
we
for
have
the vanilla
he
cube in here.
and he doesn't have the defense sword that Ravioli had from doing the
Oh,
Mirage check.
right.
So early of it, like Kraken, when Kraken is known for beating up white mages and half of your party is white mage, or 2/3 of your party is white mages. But CC making a good point in chat saying that not risking it all on Brack because he's going to come back for the Masa. So it's a good point. That's
He's
why I
gonna
like
come
doing.
back. Someone had to say it. You were all thinking it.
No. So Spellzapp gonna see what the Q-bot has. Gets initiative. We've got little money, silver armor, and a cube, French vanilla cube. So
Nice.
man, that's pretty good. So
And the
Spellzapp in
mage
a
did
pretty
that.
good position here, despite not having some of the gear that Ravioli found, and or being able to get the 3 shards from the bottom of Earth, including the Lich kill. But is going to leave the Honorak on it, go jump in the air, and do some quick checks. I would imagine we're going to be looking for that incentive ribbon. We have a lot of key items to turn in. Probably check Cardia, and then maybe even Volcano and Ice Cave. CC asking, has Ordeals ever had a key item in these?
I saw it once.
More often than you'd want it to be.
I saw one race where they had what was in there? The loot, I think.
Mm-hmm. All right, Spellzapp turning in the herb. This is new information. It's a vendor sword. X-Cal +5 just hurts the heart.
It really does.
Because it hurts everything.
Yeah, we're really looking for a ribbon or Roostic or something good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Roostic would be nice. Especially with the defense sword to have 2 of them. To have 2 infinite bruise items. We have the Thor hammer, which did roll +4, so
yeah. Oh, this is new too.
Yeah, crystal check here, and there's our ribbon -1, so it's fine. We don't wear the ribbon for its absorb capabilities.
Yep, we wear it because it saves us.
All right, time to check Cardia as Ravioli cleans up the mermaids.
Yeah, Spellzapp's got to be wondering where that rod is right about now.
Mm-hmm.
And each check is gonna make him realize more and more that it's over in the Mirage world.
I don't know, because he might not care.
He probably doesn't at this point.
He has all of Mirage and Sky ahead of him. He has, he knows where the Moss is. He knows where Kraken is. So Kraken and Tia, that's 8 shards right there. White shirt +2 is a big find here in Cardia Swamp. So he might not. I would be surprised if he even goes back to Earth.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense. There's nothing for him.
So the rod might have been the big bait that Ravioli bit.
Wow.
Yeah, because Spellzapp's in a really strong position here. He's 36 minutes in. He's almost got half of his shards. He has the whole world at his feet. So, except Earth 4 and Lich. So,
Yeah, and
And
I
with
think we
that,
saw like 1 or 2 shards down in Earth 4.
and he's got the knowledge of where the masa is. Ravioli will have it here in about 5 minutes, but I don't even know what spells you might still be looking for. Lit 3, like,
I mean, Fade maybe?
yeah, but at this point we know it's going to be 7 or 8, and
All right, you might as well get it.
yeah, that's what Spellzapp's thinking. We're gonna have these white mages are gonna hit level 25, so yeah, might as well get them sweepers. There's our roost stick, so that means the Lefinians have Vorpal, which at least we don't have to walk down there.
Yeah, process of elimination really helpful there.
Mm-hmm. Spellzapp gonna do Volcano. It's a lower level dungeon. It's a little easier to get in and out of. Not as many chests as Mirage Sky, but hey, it's new information. He's sort of pressing that advantage. He knows that he's in the air. Might as well do things that benefit him from that canoe, where he could have gone to Mirage at the early game. So.
Oh, that's true, because at that point, it puts a differentiator between you and your opponent.
Yeah.
For good or bad.
Yeah, we saw it in I think it was that 4-way race the other night where it was like Dark Moon and I forget who all was in it, but like Dark Moon was the only one to get the floater early and didn't sort of press that advantage, and still did well in the race, but it definitely cost him a lot of time.
Yeah, I remember Ale in chat saying, "Hey, go to Cardia, get some stuff."
It's so easy to put blinders on though when you're running these flags, especially in a 1v1 race, because not only do you have to be thinking about what you're doing, you kind of can't help but think about what the other runner might be doing, especially once the middle of this seed happened and we had options. And then you have, like, it's not just like, because the Earth versus Mirage option becomes less obvious when, like, well, it sort of explodes out because the Earth check gave us the Oxia. So now it's Earth into seed, and that gave us the canoe. And then we got the Q. And so it's just like where the early Mirage play, it's just like, I wonder if Ravioli's wondering if he's lost time by doing that. We'll have to ask him when the race finishes, however it finishes. Black shirt +5, that's pretty good armor.
Oh yeah.
That's better than an Opal -1. And it gives us the time and ice resistance, so.
Yeah, that'll help out that black mage or black wizard at this point.
And that the Opal -1 is an upgrade from the white the white shirt +2, but hey, we get another ribbon. So ribbon number 2, there's one more out there, as Spellzapp loading up Zoe instead of Zoe for melee assault here for carry 1. Now, yeah. Ravioli is making the play on Kraken.
Ooh.
He did have that defense sword. So we got a white mage tank up front with a power bonk. No ribbons though.
Oh.
But we have level 1 wall. And we've got 17 shards. So we get us up to 21 if we were able to get through it. Alright, Ravioli swapping white mages. There's the wall. There's
All I could think of was the 3-cup thing. Maybe Kraken won't notice.
Shell game. Defense comes out. Kraken kind enough to just, throw out a lightning 2. It's fine. We're going to harm 4. We're going to defense sword, and we're going to keep the Brax going. Luckily, we got 1 round of ruse in, but before the white mage 1 got punched. But Brack is good. So That's
Nice.
feat
That
number
that
2 for
was
ravioli.
that went about as well as it possibly could have.
Yeah, nobody died, and only took 2 rounds. Meanwhile, Spellzapp fighting carry 1, spamming that wizard stick, and harm 4. We're gonna get through this fight one way or the other. And there's the confusion. Carry with all those arms, punching herself in the face. Ravioli gonna go into Waterfall and will get his French Vanilla Cube. As Quad X is good, so Spellzapp knows a little bit of damage. All you gotta do. Quad X is good. Alright. No ice play for Spellzapp. But looks like we're heading to Mirage.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. What's an ice? There's like chest density tells you to go here.
You can get an eye grind done. We have a good amount of shards now. And we have exit, so. Alright.
I would be very surprised to see somebody take an eye grind.
Ah, come on. That's a lot of mummies. It's
That
almost
is a lot.
It's almost the ideal formation. If you ever, at least for my money, if I ever catch that pack with 5 whiz mummies and 4 mummies, I'm taking that fight. Like it's really good XP.
It is tons. 5,000. Level 8 across the board. Or 18, sorry.
Yeah.
I can talk. Whoa,
It's important.
3
It's important.
shards.
Yep. This is that's that early shard bump that Ravioli caught. So Ravioli 22 shards. Only needs 6. That is Tia and 2 and out of sky. And 21 for Spellzapp, so super close race. Shard wise, big difference now is Spellzapp's been in the air for about 10 minutes, I think, and Ravioli still working on it, but could get in the air any minute now. Double checking our location because we're counter manipulating in the sea. Doesn't feel
Sometimes
great.
you just forget where you are. It's just a bunch of water.
That's fair. Need them landmarks. Literally.
Same sprite everywhere. Look at that.
And it's not even going the right way. Alright, Ravioli gonna jump up in the air as Spellzapp gonna check less than, greater than, and get that defense sword. Probably pretty happy about it. Thor hammer +4. Definitely
Wait
gonna
a
pick
minute.
that up. Definitely gonna pick that up. Another shard, so now we are shard even. As there is an opal shield that we'd gladly swap out that silver for. And Spellzapp's gonna show us what's on Sky 3. Ravioli will make the walk down here. Unfortunately, or maybe not.
Nope.
Realize like, hey, I've got crystal, I've got herb.
I've got faster turn-ins than this.
Yeah, 100%. And its proximity to put you near the volcano. Yeah, 100%.
And it's gonna pay off too.
Yeah, already probably feels vindicated with this check.
And then down to turn the herb. Oh no.
Oh. I mean, herb. Let me look at Reese's notes. Herb gave us
Xcal +5.
Xcal. Yeah, so hey, heads up play there. There's Claire from the Blue D's. Gross.
Oh, that is
Did
gross.
Ravioli just find a loose Tyro, or did he manipulate that up?
I think he found it loose.
Okay.
I turned my head when you mentioned the tracking notes, and I was like, oh, I can see those too.
Bane +1 is a pretty good find.
Oh yeah, love that. Helps on the Tiamat.
So Odoron in chat saying there was a Tyro off the hard reset in Northeast Desert. You'll love to see it. That's way better. That's a way safer grind than Agamas or Eyes. Like, So you don't gotta walk into a dungeon to get it. You save after every fight. Like these overworld encounters, ever since the randomizer fixed encounter 8s. Red Mage, I don't know if you were a part of the community a few years ago, but there was, I think it was around the time of Spring Tournament 2020, maybe 2021, somewhere in that era. There was, I believe it was Meridian, one of the early devs found a bug in the game that was omitting encounter 8s from existing on encounter tables. And Darren Dress confirming it was 2020. I believe it. Yeah, I thought it was during Spring Tournament 2020. It was like sort of discovered because we started finding dragons again in dungeons. Something that it was only talked about. Like, aren't there supposed to be dragons here? Where are the dinosaurs? You know, like, where's the moose steak? Where's the iron goal? And then once it was fixed and encounter 8 could kind of get shuffled into the different positions in the encounter table, we started seeing them a lot more, and it was really neat to sort of watch different play styles sort of adapt and leverage the 4 encounter zones by the Mirage Tower that manipulate up dinosaurs for their massive amounts of XP.
Nice.
It was awesome, yeah.
And we're looking at both of our runners here
super close
coming in
race.
on Tia.
Yeah. Super duper close. 48 minutes in. This is not where I didn't think they were going to go through it this fast, but we still have. There's still doubt. We need a lot of levels. We don't know if we're going to go back for the Masa. I mean, Ravioli is working under the assumption that he does have those 4 shards from, but also so does Spellzapp. So Spellzapp may not need to go back for Masa. Another Opal Shield. That's way better. Let's get all them shields. Defense Sword comes out. We're going to keep up the buffing for Tia. And we're going to defense up the Black Wizard. Now,
nice.
fun fact about these flags, we do have Life 1 does work in battle. It will revive a Fallen Light Warrior with approximately the HP that they would have if they drank a heal pot. So around 30, but there's that definitely wasn't first turn Bane, but you got to be happy to see it happen that quickly.
Wow.
All right,
just dropping fiends like flies.
Shard go mode, key item go mode. Headed back.
Ooh,
Sea Shrine.
Here
Now,
we go.
Fun thing about this is if he kills Warmac, he could like, or if he kills Kraken, those 4 shards, even though he's already over shards, will still buff his XP. So,
really?
That there's no cap. As long as you find shards, you get the 12.5%. So I would be curious. I'd be fascinated to see if he killed Kraken before Warmac, but I think it's going to be max XP regardless. So.
Well, that would explain why Ravioli was still picking up shards as well on his way up through Sky.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to. He's 1 shard away. Other than like it just takes time. You lose time doing it. But if you get more XP later on your grind than your opponent, you know, it's 6 in one hand, half dozen the other kind of stuff. But you know, it might work. Look at that! Look at this embarrassment of evasion items that we have. We even got a white shirt. All right, Ravioli gonna eat these fighters before taking on Tia 1. Spellzapp making a beeline for a robot chicken. Will, as Reese, our tracker, pointed out in chat, give him valuable script info for Topher. All right, T-Mat, we're gonna defense, we're gonna wall, and we're gonna think about Brack. But we're gonna fast. No, we're gonna Brack. Decisions. Wall comes out, defense comes out, Brack ineffective. Harm 4 Brack Inc. Not so terrifying with these flags. Bane comes out ineffective. Harm 4. So instant kill and a little bit of damage strats. Kind of doing what we can here. And now we're just all in on the instant kills. Brack ineffective. Bane ineffective. Running out of Brack casts here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, we made it.
We did it. Alright, so Ravioli in Shard Go mode +3.
Alright, here we go.
Looks like he's heading back for Warmech as well.
This better trap tile chest.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't know if that looked like +3.
Yeah, that's what it said.
That's pretty good. Here we go.
Nukes and Harm thinking the same thing.
Going all damage. Damage poison rolls through. Not ideal, but low rolls across the board courtesy of some ribbons. Here comes some horror Harm 4s and nukes. There's a punch. Zoe is gone. Harm 4, another nuke. 151. These nukes are low rolling as Zap comes out. 155 from that Harm 4. Another Harm 4 and another nuke. 136 cannot get a high roll on those nukes. Bane rolls through and takes out CC. And this light warrior is spamming lightning axes. Or light axes, rather.
Good luck.
Yikes. So Warmech hits real hard. We didn't put anything into our evasion strategy. Try to go all damage at first. Didn't work. But it did give him information on the spell script. So what's going to be found in Topher? We saw the big one there is slow 2. Isn't going to be around. So fast will last in Topher.
Look at these mute touch lobsters are not cool.
You truly hate to see it. But this would be good XP. You can get these lobsters down.
This isn't the party you want to get muted, though.
No, not at all.
Alright. Looks like Ravioli's about to take on the robot chicken.
23 across the board. I think Spellzapp's just a little bit lower level. I think he was 21. Shuffle them white mages, that shell game that you called out.
Did you do it? You did.
The white mage Monty. Alright, we're gonna do defensive strats. We're gonna start over. We're gonna wall. We're gonna defense. And we're going to fast.
Fast. Okay.
Coming in with
the
melee strats. We did see that Warmech didn't have a new in the up through the script that we saw. So here's some tempers now. Ink is kind of scary, but with the ribbons we should be good. With the increased dark penalty, it's tough when ink or darkness lands.
Oh yeah, I had that happen to me on Chaos one time. Not cool.
Tier 4 power bunk and more temper. It's going to be really like disheartening when this white wizard swings this Thor hammer after all those tempers and power bunks, and it's like 30 damage on one hit. Oh, there's nuclear.
There's the nuclear.
Yeah, that's spooky scary.
We're gonna have to start swinging at some point.
Yeah, we got time to get a couple more power bunks. We're looking at a spell script here. Tier 4 picks everyone back up. Power bunks come out, and Spellzapp still in on this Harm 4 nuke strats. Doesn't believe in the white wizard melee. Nuclear.
Oh, I saw a fight.
Rolls. 2 hits, 280 damage. That will get there. That will get there. Heal 3 is coming out slow too. We haven't seen that come out yet for Ravioli, and Spellzapp gets it down.
Oh,
With
wow.
2 Light Warriors. Cece and Zoe survive. Unfortunately, Zoe didn't make it.
Zoe? Oh, yeah. Zoe is down.
But Zoe is alive.
More temper. 2 hits, 320 something damage that time.
We're getting there. Now, did he use Quad X? Did he X for Quad X Warmech?
Spellzapp? I didn't see it.
Oh, we're going.
We're going.
Maybe we're gonna do a Topher grind. Maybe we'll do a Topher 3 grind.
Ooh, 3 hits, 710 to take out Warmech.
So 26 across the board. Pretty good. Yeah, Spellzapp looking like a grind gonna get set up here.
Might as well. You want to get some HP, get yourself out of nuke range.
But both runners with a Warmech under their belts. Ravioli says 26, good enough for me. We got a Thor +4, we got a Masa. We don't have enough HP to survive a single nuke, but maybe we'll take some levels. We're gonna talk. Oh, getting a little bit of the hints from the bats.
Or you just realize that you can't guillotine a bat.
Alright, Ravioli gonna eat some worms. This is let me pull up Ale's handy dandy weapon tracker and see when this Masa 3 is gonna catch its breakpoints. Because it looks like Ravioli's going. He might be doing a Topher 3 grind, but we got a white mage swinging. Oh no, Ravioli's going.
Oh, is he just gonna go?
Masa 3, yeah, its 4th hit is at 42.
Oh jeez.
So not going like it's gonna be a while. We're gonna be cooking that white mage for a while.
He's thinking about it.
He is taking fights here and expending resources. I wonder if this is eventually we'll just exit out to save these levels and try it again. Because oh no, now we're pivoting to light axe, but curiouser and curiouser.
I mean, getting all these levels and HP, I think I would want to exit out and save it.
Yeah. Spellzapp into the solo grind now. Already level 29 on that white wizard. Time to exit out. Build our last house. And 28 across the board, so I wonder how high Spellzapp will take this grind. Will he go all the way to 42? Get 4 hits on that Masa.
I mean, not the worst idea.
It won't take too long, provided he gets these, like, it won't take many fights, I'll say. It could take a long time, but it won't take many fights, but it might take us a while to get through these chimeras, but already doing pretty good damage here with the 3-hit Masa. Soften him up with the Fade or Harm 4. Take him, so 5 to 6 rounds.
Wow.
And exit out house, come back in, eat some more Chimera. Sure. As Ravioli's levels he's collecting on the dive have put his white wizards outside of the nuke range.
Oh, both of them? Nice. Here we go. Lich 2.
We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight. We're going to fire. Level 1 fire. I love it. This fire is gonna hit so hard. At 184. So good. And again, let it rip. 3 hits, 449. Ravioli over the first hurdle as Zoe hits level 32. Spellzapp gonna exit out, and I think that's gonna be good enough for Spellzapp, or replenishing houses or something.
Or replenishing people.
Yeah, replenishing. We could have replenished people anywhere. Houses are it. Buying 30 houses. I don't think we're in a, I guess, the party grind mode of the exploration. Because buying 30 houses is a bold choice. If we're not going to use all 30 of them, but we'll see. See what the play is.
Maybe you just hit the button a bunch of times and was like, just give me, just like those in the corner, just all of those.
You're gonna buy 32 houses in this economy?
Listen, buddy, you don't know what I'm up against.
Putting the white shirt on, I like it. It's one more layer of evasion magic. Ravioli taking on carry one. The stun comes out. There is no power bunk or pro ring that will protect you against that other than a ribbon. So we know the ribbons are on white mage 1 and black mage.
Oh yeah, I think we saw that.
And Spellzapp coming in for his potentially a test dive here. Ravioli trying dark strats. Expert.
I did not see if that landed.
I don't think it did, because now we're spamming Expert. In effect. Lightning 2 rings through. The increased dark penalty does work for the enemies as well. So Spellzapp, not happy with where that was going, is leaving and going to make some adjustments.
Well, I thought he was going to ice for a second.
Yeah, maybe pick up level 6 magic. 5 hits, 362. There's a nuke from Carry. We are fine. We are fine. In theory. Spellzapp buying heal 3 and Ravioli through Carry 2. Second hurdle cleared.
Whew. Wow, that was nice.
Looking at equipment. Are we out of life charges?
That I don't think I saw him have to res anybody earlier.
I wonder if
but life does share a cure 4 slot.
Well, we'll see, because I mean, we'll see once he goes into his spell menu what his charges look like, but he might be trying to funnel some XP into White Mage 1. But it's a bold strategy.
Making good use of that Thor hammer.
It's a multifaceted hammer.
Which I guess he must have moved off of White Mage 2.
He did. Spellzapp taking some unrunnable Whiz-Vamp Zombie Ds. More XP.
Oh yeah, you don't need it.
Across the group, and it's not really eating up too many of our needed spell charges. Ravioli up to 31. It's gonna feel really bad if this doesn't work out for Ravioli.
Yeah, hitting the heal pots now.
Yeah, unfortunately another 8-pack here. And not getting the best turnover, having to use the defense sword to get around this. Doesn't feel great. I did not see Ravioli's spell charges again. I don't think he dipped into his menu. But might have to now with sub 200 HP.
He went in there enough to just spam some heal pots to get his health back up. That was all I saw.
Oh, we saw plenty of charges. Okay, so maybe this is just a funnel to get XP into White Mage 1. Maybe he knows that breakpoint and is like, I might be able to get close to it. And there's the issue. We're getting crit through max evade here, so we'll use one of our precious Cure 4s as Spellzapp coming up on Lich 1. What are we gonna do? We're gonna fight, we're gonna Harm 4, and we're going to nuke. Harm 4, 114. Nuke comes out for 234. Masa swing. So,
Gotta be close.
yeah, Lich has about 500 damage into him. About 600, and Lich is gone. So, about 800 HP on that Lich. Not the worst.
Yeah, Saracen in chat pointing out that Ravioli has been known to take some remarkably daring strats.
I mean, I'm watching it. I don't believe it, but I'm watching it. And it is remarkable. I'm a big fan of this move right here. It's an atypical approach, and I always like seeing that.
Right, it's
Sort of.
these kinds of flags and changes and pivots that really show you like what these very good runners are capable of.
And Pickles and Beer pointing out that he didn't get life 2 on that White Mage, but that White Mage does have life 1 and Cure 4. So it could pick up the other White Mage and use that as its life battery. As Spellzapp loses CC on the carry 2 fight. Masa
No, was
swinging
that on the
3 hits,
nuke,
192.
or did...
I think so. Or it might have been a back row punch. This is intense. A
Yeah,
triple
so much
water
action.
fight, almost as intense as a carry 2 fight. Because anything goes sideways for Ravioli here, and he loses a substantial amount of time. As Spellzapp catching up now, a room away.
That White Mage attacked that water for like 700 damage.
One life cast left. He doesn't have life 2 at all. Interesting. And we want to preserve those Cure 4, so never went back for life 2 at level 4.
Yeah.
That is a feels bad oversight. But double checking our gear, gonna move some stuff around, make sure that we have the most absorb as Spellzapp pushes into the leader position on this race for the first time in a while as far as like on-screen progression. Zoe is down, but Fast and Rustics are up. For Zoe, Tippers and oh, there's a stun. Rustics and Rustics. So White Mage in a pretty good spot here. White Mage 2 up there for Ravioli on a knee. So very spicy fights here. Tempers and buffs coming out. A Cure 4 and Spellzapp still bonking this Masa. And we are both runners into man mode here. Defensing Masa. 3 hits, 460. 2 hits, 202. Ravioli still power bonking. Miss from Zoe. First swing from Ravioli. 2 hits, 471. Kraken on Spellzapp's side. 2 hits, 202. Stop comes out but doesn't land. And Ravioli first through, and then Spellzapp right behind him. This is a race, folks.
That was 4 hits for 859.
And Spellzapp with the life 2 charges. That might be the difference maker here.
It might. Ravioli, yeah, saving his life charge.
Saving the life charge because it is also a Cure 4 charge. And we can't switch all of our offensive weapons to the other White Mage who has more spell slots. And there's a nuke from Chaos. Or, I'm sorry, Tiamat. Getting ahead of myself, guys. But that is 2 nukes out of the pool, 1 to go. And we didn't work. No, Wormack had nuclear. So, evasion up for Ravioli. Heal 3s, another nuke. So there's the 3rd nuke out of the pool. Not good news for these runners. And they were pretty close in the script. So 3 hits, 628. We got damage coming out for Ravioli. 159. I lied. More power bonks, and there it is. Tiamat very low HP. And now I think if you're Ravioli, you have to pick up that other white mage and rely on that white mage to be your Cure 4 bot. As Spellzapp gets through, and he is level 35. And
Here
we'll
we
be
go.
able to pick everyone up. And there it is. We're going to daisy chain lives and spam those heal 3s. Let's go. Oh, man. Are we going to get simultaneous chaos pulls? I can't
Oh,
stand it,
God.
Ravioli. Oh, my God. Here we
Here we
go.
go.
We're building walls. We're putting up evasion. We're fasting. And it's the same order of the day on Spellzapp screen. Evasion comes out. Fire 2 from Chaos for Ravioli. Trying to cook them raviolis. Inferno. Turn that heat to high. So, continuing the strategies of building evasion, dumping tempers and power bombs into the white mage, throwing out lock 2s. Any sort of evasion here on Chaos is going to be extra noticeable when we only have 3 with 6 fasted hits. More tempers, more ruses. Little indecision for Ravioli here.
Yeah.
More tempers, more. And there's a Cure 4, a precious Cure 4 coming out. Zoe is down.
Oof.
We need to keep that temper bot up. But there's a Fire 2. And more tempers. And spamming the lock 2, which I don't think Ravioli bought. So, and he bought
So.
lock. So, Cure 4's abound for Ravioli. Temper. Lit 2. We know that Chaos won't have a big nuke, but there could be nuclears hiding behind that Inferno. 5 hits, 963 for Ravioli. We're into the damage mode. Harm 4 for 153. Here comes
a couple
the
more
damage.
of those.
Brack comes out ineffective for Spellzapp, swinging. 6 hits, 700. 6 hits,
we
700.
have a race.
There's a DPS race here. We're swinging and harm 4s. 6 hits, 851. Ice 2 takes out Cece. A swing, 5 hits, 583. Heal 3 comes out. Zoe on a knee, 6 hits, 986. We're going to Cure 4. Nuke does
comes
roll
out.
through. I miscounted nukes earlier. Cure 4. And we live to fight another round. And there it is.
Terminated.
Spellzapp. Jeez Louise. Spellzapp, official time 1:13:41. Ravioli 1:13:45.
Oh my God.
Does that trigger a retime? Holy crap, guys. I did not expect that to be a 4-second race at 73 minutes. GG's. 2 of the best in the game.
Wow.
Let's get these guys in here for a conversation. I think 4 seconds should be good enough for a retime too. The difference between 3 seconds and 4 seconds. I mean, hey, Spellzapp, GG's, buddy.
Hey, Caleb. GG's.
How you feeling, man?
I mean, when you finish first on a closer so that you're like, oh, I didn't know it was that close.
Yeah, this was insane. I think, and Ravioli in joining us here, GG's, buddy. Like this is, I mean, chat saying 3 seconds for a retime, but I mean, I don't see why 4 seconds wouldn't either. This is so close, man.
I don't know. That's crazy.
How are you feeling, Ravioli? Might be muted. Spellzapp, while Ravioli figures out the mic stuff.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh,
How you
I'm
feeling,
so sorry.
Man?
Go ahead.
You're good.
Oh, my nerves are settling down now.
Yeah, that is the unforeseen upside to the 10-minute delay is you don't get to just barrel into post-race comments being like super hyped or tilted depending on the seed. But man, this was an insane race to watch. Early game stuff. How did you guys feel? Like we saw the party, white mage, black mage. Ravioli, how were you mentally preparing for what you were planning to do in this before the gate dropped?
This is not my wheelhouse with no melee. Once the magic and the gear and the progression started to unlock, I started to feel better. I knew the Mazda, went back for it, got it, felt good. I didn't have levels, and you probably could see my indecision as I went through Topher. Completely forgot Life 2. That's the
Yeah.
big upset for me. But I was really glad to keep it this close, honestly. I know he's a tough player, so
Yeah, I mean, you have nothing to be upset about. Like you've left it all on the table here. Like a great run. Sure, like if you go back and watch this, you can pick apart things that would have, like you can nitpick ways to get faster. Like buying Life 2 would have saved you a lot of time just
oh
menuing
man, I
in
know.
Topher. Um, the decision to take the White Mage solo through Kraken floor was an intense decision to make, and we were in the booth. We were like, did he run out of life charges? Like, what's he doing? It's like, oh, maybe he's just funneling XP into the White Wizard. Oh man! But then the man mode, the purposeful man mode on TO2 to keep that precious life charge in your pocket was also, as Saracen pointed out, a daring strategy. But really strong adjustments for not having life 2 and just doing what you needed to do. And Spellzapp, how did you feel exiting out of Earth 3 in the early game?
Yeah, I mean, I was like, well, it's either here or go to. You had to pick one, right? You had to pick Rodless
Mhm.
Earth or Cubeless Sky. So
Yeah,
you had to do one of them. And I was like, well, hopefully he's picked the same one because Ruby's right there. So
yeah.
um, I didn't feel too bad about it, but I felt like I played very conservatively this whole seed, so
Mhm.
I probably could have picked up the pace a little bit and maybe pushed the tempo. Um, Maybe you could say I played the right amount of conservative because I got 4 seconds, a couple seconds to spare.
That's fair.
So,
That's fair. I was gonna
but
say the decision to exit after full clearing C before Kraken. Is that like when you're thinking about, like when you think of like playing conservatively, it's not going for the
yeah,
brag strats? Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I knew I wanted to come back for the Masa, so I was like, okay, well, I can leave, Kraken on the table and come back later.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what CC was calling for in chat. And then, like, by the time you came back from Masa, you were already in Shard Go mode. Like the seed felt like, I've seen grosser seeds with open parties, and this felt not like a tailor-made seed for White Mage, Black Mage, but for the blessings that you guys had to for this party, it felt almost serendipitous to be able to like throw those opal shields up, throw the hats on early game before we started getting ribbons and stuff. Um, but yeah, I guess Red Mage, you got questions for the runs? I do this all the time. I talk too much.
No, I mean you mostly covered a lot of the stuff. I don't know. I mean, most of the early game was pretty straightforward. Like you said, everything seemed to kind of favor, not favor, but not like
It didn't
run
hate
over
you.
the stuff. Yeah, yeah. Nothing really trolled you like really hard. There
Yeah,
was no
you got
like
you got
crazy
sweepers
nuke
out of level
stuff.
2.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
like hard, not hard, but like
Yeah,
yeah.
the challenges to overcome were what Topher was going to look like. Um, were any of you ever considering going to 42 for that fourth hit on the White Mage?
Yeah, I just felt like it would take way too long. I felt like I was already kind of botching the Topher prep section of the game, so I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, moving on. I mean, you guys have any other final thoughts on this seed? Spells app?
Yeah, hey Ravioli, that was a great game. I didn't know at the time, but I'm gonna have to watch that one back and see what happened. And thanks for agreeing to the crazy four forced and just doing it the last minute audible into that, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, great suggestion, and it was a good skill building for me because it's not a party I am used to. It was a good challenge, and I was glad it was so close.
Ravioli, got any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to answer a classic gamer's question. Why no bubbles carbonation? I've kind of fell out of habit, especially with all of these boxes, and it's just all I see is boxes, and it's not for the meme or anything. It's just my brain is just in fifth gear.
That's fair. That's fair. You should go run the Duckling Weekly because it's like a no lose seed, and you're just like, I could just come into Sea Shrine and not open all the boxes. What? It's insane. It feels so crazy to just like I don't have to open that box. I don't need that. You sure? It's an interesting run. Spellzapp moving on to the round of 4, taking on Rube's 000. How do you feel about that matchup, man?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Year the Rubes.
You're the Rubes.
I'm feeling it.
Don't let me down, Rubes. Don't let me down. We were singing in chat the other day. I think so. Ravioli, you move on to face where it. How does this lower bracket? The winner of the so you got a little bit of weight. Iker and Siberian Bowl have to race, and then whoever wins that races Oslodo, and you catch the winner of that. How do you feel about the potential matchup between one of those 3 runners? Have you history racing against those guys?
I'm most familiar with Oslodo, um, but yeah, I mean anybody's game. That's what makes this so fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. Like I said, if you're out there, you're watching this on YouTube, watch this on Twitch right now. Be sure to come to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Get a link to the Discord. Come hang out. You'll never miss a race. Get that spectator role. Get the duckling role if you want to learn how to play the game. It's one thing this community does very well at is training new players to be very race competent when it comes to um, the turnaround on time. Like if you're here, like Duck Derby is going to be starting soon after the tournament, and or the Duckling Boot Camp into the tournament, and you'll get all kinds of experience and learn how this crazy game works and how it goes fast. Um, Speaking of going fast, I'm going to blow through these races tomorrow. So booked. 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm racing Dusk Plume, and I will be joining folks in the admin bracket because she is scary, and I've looked at her times, and I'm not happy about it. And then we got our restreamer Thavian Hawk taking on Fry Teeth at 9 p.m. Admin Lord Fizzlebeef taking on Maddie at 9 p.m. Darren Dries and Cyranus fighting for survival in the lower bracket at 9 p.m. Also, a scary matchup in the lower bracket is Demon Frog and Woo Bear at 9 p.m. And then in
Ooh.
the upper bracket at 10 p.m. we have Celerio Rex taking on Jay Scheidel, and closing us out of the night also at 10 p.m. is Dark Moon and Jay Coper in the lower bracket fighting for their survival in the tournament. Lots of races to check out tomorrow. Be sure to join the Discord. Be sure to come hang out with us. Red Mage, you want any final thoughts? You want to take us out of here, man?
No, it's just a great run for everyone. Come by, say hi. We're on Final Fantasy Randomizer, so I don't have to thank whoever is
Well, you
whoever
can thank
channel we
David Hawk
stole.
for doing the
Oh
restream and Reese
God,
for
yeah,
doing the track.
Davey and Hawk, and
It's all
coming
good,
in
brother.
clutch with the restream. I know that was we were getting down to the wire there. So and you really made that work. So that's cool. And thanks to the runners and everyone. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, if we're all good, we're all good. Everyone,
Yeah.
have a good night.
Yeah, the only red mage we got today was the red mage in the booth. It was the only red mage we needed.
Oh, thanks.
Good night, guys. We'll catch you next time.